Hello.
Hi. We're here for episode 3, and we'll just kind of do a real quick intro just in case anybody would be joining us from the very beginning. We just started doing a podcast together. We're 3 sisters, all from Nebraska, hence Sisters of the Corn podcast. So let's start with sister number 1 for introductions. You always have to lead us because you're the big sister.
Hi, I'm Ralene.
Sister number 1. Now sister 2.
Hi, I'm Deidre.
And I'm number 3. And so just a little background from everybody. So Ralene, you want to give a little quick description of your background in the fiber arts?
So I'm a retired biology professor that's now full-time sheep farmer, and whenever I can squeeze in knitting, weaving, spinning.
Yes.
I Jacob sheep.
That's awesome. All right, Deidre, you're up.
Okay, I am very new to this. I'm the one that is, can she be taught? I think I've been knitting since the Christmas Eve, I think. I made one full project and I'm just kind of learning, but otherwise I just work in the finance field, and I mostly read and am outside. So that's kind of me. Kind of boring, but that's me.
That's perfect. That's awesome. So I'm Shana, and I have been a past yarn shop owner. And now I'm venturing into yarn dyeing and doing this wonderful podcast with my sisters. So very exciting.
Great idea.
This is really fun. I mean, just getting together like this, we all live kind of pretty far apart. So we decided to start reconnecting again after our mom passed away. And I can't tell you how much I just look forward to this. And every time we have a message thing going on Facebook Messenger, I just think, oh, so great. But I really wish that we were closer. I really wish that we could just pop over to each other's houses and just, hey, you guys want to knit, or you want to watch TV or something like that together. So, well, next thing, right? All right. It's all good.
It's great.
Yeah. So
I don't know how I did without you guys.
I feel like it's kind of been a weird, it's been weird, huh? I mean, we're doing our thing, and then, geez, why didn't we get together more? I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel kind of bad about that, but
yeah. Well,
Life happens.
yeah.
We all were busy with things, and you try to keep your own families going in your own places, and stuff just happens. And you know, with mom was kind of a sad situation with her, and you know, with her conditions, and I don't know, it was almost too hard to handle. Yeah, well, let's do happier talking now. Yeah. So since we last met, was that at the end of December? I was thinking, was that our last
January or early January?
Was it the beginning of January? And we decided we would do a knit along because Deidre, you just started your very first project, which were coasters.
Yes.
And so we decided in our Ravelry group, we would kind of post info on doing a coaster knit along. So we wanted it run from January 1st to the end of January. And we had 3 categories for winners, and it was who did the most. Let's see, who is the fan favorite, who is the fan favorite, and then what was the most unique, I guess. Does that sound right? Those are our 3 winners. And so I went on the other day. I was just going to quick check here to see if there are any new ones, but I think the person who had the most actually happens to be a friend of mine named Dinah. I believe she had 18.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh.
I think that was a quick just
wow,
check.
Dinah.
Yeah. Yep. So she did 1, 2, 3 sets 4 sets of 4, I believe, and then 2 singles.
Wow.
So if you go to Instagram and search the hashtag Sisters Coaster Along, you'll see all her things.
Wow.
18.
Oh my gosh.
How
Is
many
she ready? Is she ready to compete for the Guinness Book's fastest knitter?
could totally do it, I think. Well, and then so I kind of am voting. If we want to, I don't know if we need to, but vote for Dinah for the most. So
Yeah.
she won.
Easy winner.
Winner. And then
Clear.
let's see, the fan favorite is you, Deidre, because
Yay.
you finished your very first project, so you win that one.
Yay.
And then there's another really cool one here. I'm just gonna see if you can you see it?
Oh, wow.
Pretty.
So that is
Fancy.
also, I happen to know this one. This is Jenny, my friend Jenny. She's Getting Loopy on Instagram. I believe she should win that fan favorite one.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yes, excellent.
Yeah. All right. So this is the one that I made.
Oh.
Oh,
So my hope had been to make one for each of us, and well, I just did one. I got a little on there, so I also think it'd be really fun to take this and put this on a hat pattern and just have our faces on it with little corns going around.
oh man,
That would be a lot of color.
that would be good.
I'm not sure. That might take me a really time.
Well, here's the work of art.
There's the winner. There's the winner. That was really fun. I really liked it that, we didn't have it. Well, we're still so new and small that we don't really have. Is that yours?
I ripped it out.
That's
I have
It
this
was about
weird
that
hole. I don't know what that was, but there's this like weird little hole right there. It was like, what is that?
yeah, you could stick a flower on that or something and then nobody
Maybe it was a thumb hole. I don't know.
you could wear it. They're mittens. You made mittens
I made a mitten.
or fingerless gloves.
Yeah. But it holds my vase, so I put it with me.
Right.
And
Already functional.
yeah, you're already using it, so that's great. So congratulations to all of our winners, and we send out a couple of little gifts. So Ralene, do you want to do a little mini skein of your Jacob wool as a
Sure.
prize? And then
Definitely.
I am going to I haven't dyed it yet, but I'm going to do a mini skein of this color. I just dyed this, and this is a bulky weight.
Oh,
But I'm going to do a mini skein of this because it's called Love Potion number 9 for Valentine's.
right.
So I don't know who's going to get what prize yet, but I'll probably do a couple of these and
Okay.
then do a skein of yours as well. So there'll be 3 prizes. And then these are something new. Each of you winners are going to get this little stitch mark. Oh, where is that? Let's see. This little stitch marker. I don't know if you can. Ooh. You can see it. I have to go this way.
There you go.
Can you see it? It's
Yes. Little
it's a-
silver.
it's an ice cream cone.
Oh,
Really?
clever.
Okay, there.
Yes.
Oh gosh, that's hard to do. So each of you have won a major award.
Right.
So we'll get that done. So that's awesome. Congrats. So that was our first one. So now our next thing that we're gonna do together is Jen Geigly's Gap-tastic Cowl. And there really aren't any prizes for this. We're just gonna do it to she started something on Instagram where her pattern's been around for a while. This is her pattern. See that? There she is. She wrote this a long time ago. It's a free pattern. Oh, it's in 2010. A free pattern on Ravelry, and it's Gap, then a hyphen-tastic. I think it's a little tricky to find if you don't put that hyphen in there. But it's a really great beginner project because you're just doing knit and purls, and it's in the round, and you learn a few new things, but you get practice on your stitching, and you get a great cowl to wear, which we need. So she just started this and said, through I guess February 1st was the start date for a lot of people on her Instagram and Facebook. And well, we're a little behind, but it's what is today? The 3rd? That's not bad.
Not bad at all.
So after we're done with this little podcast, we're going to make another one, and we're actually going to do this live starting our cowl. So this is so great. I'm so excited.
All right.
So other news, what other projects or knitting, crochet type things have you guys started since we talked last? Have there been anything? I know it was kind of a busy month, it seemed like. Sorry.
Well, I did finish all of my yarn dyeing, my custom dyeing for my mother-in-law. So I made a kind of a silver gray, blue speckled yarn. I think she ended up with 6 or 8 skeins. She has already completed the back, the front, and 1 sleeve. I think she maybe just started the other sleeve.
Wow. Talk about fast. Wow.
And it's a really pretty stitch that she picked. I don't remember if it's the same twisted something or other that she had before, but it's nice and loose. It has a little space in it, but it's just beautiful.
That's awesome. And now your mother-in-law was staying with you for a bit,
right.
But she had to go back.
Yes.
Because she's like our biggest fan.
Right.
I miss her.
she's had so much fun. I'm trying to get her to be a guest once, but
yes.
I haven't gotten her there yet.
She would sit by you and listen as we were recording our first of episodes. Yes. And I just felt like we have one fan. So exciting.
She got a kick out of how much fun we were having too.
Yeah. It's just so joyful. Off subject really quick. Your hair is so pretty, Ralene. And I went on, and your hair is beautiful too, Deidre. But I have to say, the lady that does your hair, I went on her Instagram and I was following. Wow. I mean,
doesn't she have talent? Megan Allen.
She's a magician.
Yeah, she really is.
Yeah.
She just has that knack for color for everyone.
Well, I think we've all gone to our hair people within this last 3 days, right? Deidre, you just went, right?
Yeah.
And so after I saw these pictures of those colors and how she does different splashes of this, splashes of that, I went to get mine and I'm like, gee whiz, do you do anything cool like that? No. I just think it's fun that she's adventurous like that. And I don't know.
Maybe we can make appointments if you guys are able to come out. We'll take you over to Levity on the Square in Hanover, PA.
Wow. And so is it actually in Hanover?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Right on the square of town.
How big is Hanover?
I'm not sure. I'm thinking 30-some thousand, but I could be totally wrong.
Okay, I was thinking it was like 2,000 or something.
Mm-hmm. So it's quite sprawled out. So.
Well, Deidre, does your hair person do adventurous stuff like that? Does she throw?
She will, but she also gives you a little bit of wisdom.
Okay.
So,
well,
yeah.
I just love it. It's just such a gorgeous color, where it's just like real rich, beautiful color. So yay!
Yes.
Anyways,
fun. So much fun.
Yeah. So you finished dyeing. Did you start any new? Or how's your mitten? How's your mitten coming up?
I had to rip the mitten out and I've started again, and I think it's about that big. Actually, I've done 2 of the 5 cables that go up the center of the glove of the mitten.
How are you liking cable knitting?
It's fun. It sounds so intimidating, but it actually is pretty cool once it works.
Well, and then, going back, like you said, you did where you tore it out and start over again. Mm-hmm. You didn't break anything, nothing. There's no,
That's right. That's right.
You like to knit, so great.
Yeah.
I read about this lady one time who she was really scared about starting new projects. And so she wouldn't buy any new yarn because she thought she wasn't good enough, something like that. And so what she would do is she would make something, then she'd tear it out and use the same yarn because she just liked to do the process of it. And but after a while, that yarn's going to get pretty tired.
Yes.
Tearing it out, there's no need to do that. But I like that about knitting because you can't really break it. You can do some weird things. You might have to go backwards, but then that's good because you learn. But there's
my
no
mother-in-law was just saying that the Jacob wool, when she has to rip it out, and she does that frequently because she says, I just have to. But she said that it actually holds the stitches shape and makes it a lot easier to like just rip and then pick up the stitches.
it has a bit of a, it doesn't just flop and all of a sudden all your stitches fall off.
Yeah.
Stay put for a bit. Yeah, I had that happen to the yarn you gave me, that sweater I'm making.
Mhm.
The stitches fell off of my needle in my bag, but they were just sitting there. They didn't go anywhere.
They didn't go anywhere.
No, so I could easily pick them up, which is good because I'm still in the color area, color work.
Oh, right, the color work part.
Yeah. So for you, Deidre, just because we're going to be starting a new project, don't worry because you can't break it. And whatever you do that's wrong, we can fix it. So that's good news.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So
But no new projects for me.
Okay. And now we get to hear about Deidre's adventure in the yarn shop that she's now visited. And it's called Yarn Shop in Lincoln, Nebraska, right?
Yeah. I met some lovely ladies there. I walked in feeling a little confused. Got it in there. But they took me in and helped me. I showed them the pattern, and they got me the needles that I'm going to need, and I put them somewhere, and oh, there they are. I got those, so
Nice.
I'm getting ready.
Did they say how to pronounce that name? Should she call it? I was
She
just
did, but I don't remember how she said it.
And I know people have talked about that on podcasts. And it's not leaky, but it's Lykke. I don't know. I forget. Yeah.
I don't know. It just says "Make Happy" on the back of it. It's Lykke.
And it's driftwood.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Wooden needles. She first looked at a different one and she said, "Oh, I don't have that size." And I said, "Well, why did you go to this one instead of that one?" And she said, "Oh, that one's okay too." But I still don't really know why she went to this other needle first. But I don't know if it was something that it said in the pattern or what. But I didn't ask enough questions. But
a wooden needle or like a steel or did she show you any that were not wooden? Like
no. Because she just said that the one I needed wasn't there. So then I said, well, what about the one you didn't go to? And she goes, oh, yeah, it has one. And she helped me with that. And then I showed her what yarn I needed. And she told me to look in this little area. And I found this one from Cascade yarns that was just about my color. And it's super soft. So I just want to play with it because it's just kind of nice. I'm getting kind of weird with my yarn. It's like,
yes. Look at
no,
you.
I didn't look at the price tag. I just got it because it was soft, and yeah, it had me at the soft part. So I took it and got in the car and took pictures of it and sent it to Shana. Is this okay? I was like, I don't want to have to give it back.
Oh, I'm so excited for you. I just can't wait. I can't wait.
But she put it on the machine like you guys showed in I think it was in our second episode, and I got to watch the little spinner thing turn it into the cake, I think is what she called it. And then she told me that I could come and sit there and just do knitting with them, and if I run into troubles, they'd all be happy to help. They have a big, huge table in there, and there was probably 7 ladies sitting at the table with different projects, and they were talking like you guys do, way above my head. So they did that, and I just kind of stood and watched for a little while she wound my 3 cakes, and so it was a lot of fun. But she said that they have classes that I could take. They do a knit-in once a month usually. So they were very, very interesting folks. And when I went to my hairdresser, she told me that there's going to be a new yarn shop just down from their hair studio. So I'll have to check that one out too.
Excellent.
Lady has it in her house right now, and she's decided to go into a shop. And I think it was called something about, oh, I'll have to remember, something about, that game where you have paper, rock, and scissors. It was a play on that name, but I can't remember what it was. Rock, paper, scissors or something like that, but it was twisted up a little bit different, but it sounds like it'll be a fun place. So
oh my gosh, I can't wait. You have to go and like take some pictures when it's open and show us, and that'll be really exciting.
So I can stock them too. Number two.
You are blowing up with the corn funds.
I figured I needed to contribute somehow, so but
awesome.
I did go a little bit on known territory because the knitting is a little outside of my comfort zone. But I started becoming a teammate. And what a teammate is working with some kids at school to kind of help generate their confidence and help them enjoy school and learning and be all that they can and just try to help them through growing up and things like that. And I got partnered with a lovely little 10-year-old girl in the 4th grade, and she likes to do crafts and projects and stuff. And I thought, when I helped with Girl Scouts, I was the one who did outside activities, and my friend did all the crafty stuff, and she's not in town anymore. So I had to try to dig deep. And I went to Michael's and spent like 2 hours in there and found a cross stitch on plastic. And I brought it to school the second week we met, and we're making these little plastic cross-stitch friend backpack hooks. And she's about halfway through her first one, and she's all excited because she'll be able to give the second one to her best friend. And we have a lot of conversation, and she's just a sweet little gal, and we just have all kinds of fun. And when I first met her, she looked kind of sad. And I said, well, am I okay? And she said, well, my sister has a teammate and she's old, and I thought I would get an old one too. And I said, well, am I okay? And she said, well, I'll have to let you know. But at the end of our first one, she said I was okay. So
she thought you were young. Is that what she said?
No, I felt kind of okay with that, but kind of, because she kind of seemed a little disappointed that I wasn't quite like the other lady. So,
well, I think that's
you rock, though. Oh my goodness!
But I think we're doing okay. So it's coming along. So, but I felt a little more comfortable with that because I can cross stitch. I don't have any worries about knowledge on that one, but.
That's so cool. It
really is.
How amazing. Look what you're doing.
Have the safety talk on the needles before we got started. And so she's being really, really careful, and we maybe over-exaggerate being careful with that needle coming back up. But then she starts to laugh. But she's a sweetheart. So.
Gosh, that's really cool. Wow.
Wow.
Good job.
Take a little time off of work. They allow that at work for volunteering and giving back to the community. And since my health isn't letting me do the horse rescue like I had hoped for, this is another way to help. So,
are you feeling better now? You were having a nasty time there for a bit last month, right?
It's getting a little better. I still have some coughing fits and still have some pieces, but it's getting better. So
good.
Just time. Aging is not always our friend.
Boy, I really love that story, though. I mean, I have this picture of you with the little girl, and how cool. That's awesome.
I was a little nervous at first, but we're doing okay, and the school's excited that she's engaged in our activities. It's only been a couple weeks, but apparently we're going to be making slime soon. So,
Yeah.
Oh boy.
and she loves pink. So for the Queen of Darkness, that's a little bit hard to do this color. It's just like, wow,
Yeah.
she burns pink.
The Queen of Darkness. Shall we refer to you as that now? Welcome, Queen of
I told everybody that's why the visual in the last in episode 2 was so dark, is I couldn't come out of the dark side.
And look at you now.
Still trying to get in that, dark spot over here.
Well, let's see here. Gotta get on task here. Okay. Well, that is awesome. Thanks for sharing that, though. That is so. I'd be really nervous in that situation. So, good job.
Just
Well,
such a
our
cool
theme-
idea.
Our theme has kind of been be brave and do things that you're not comfortable with. And we've talked about it quite a bit. And we journaled, and that's in our journal of be brave. So,
Oh, wow.
That's
so
outstanding.
I'm trying to be brave with knitting.
You are doing so well.
You really are.
Venturing to all of these things, because you took some crochet lessons. You to a yarn shop. I mean, you and you finished a project, and now we're going to start a new one.
A little distracted in crocheting because my friend has a wonderful dog, and I really wanted to play with the dog instead of crocheted. And so the distraction was a little bit hard. So I really need to work on those skills a little bit, maybe when I'm not so distracted. So when there's the comfort of an animal or something I'm uncomfortable doing, you go to the animal.
Boy, anything, go to the animal.
They
Take a dog to work with me. I wish, right? Don't you? I just want to take it everywhere. Yeah.
Oh, that would be awesome.
So, did you guys have you had the horrible polar vortex weather, right? Did you
Not
have
like yours?
I mean, that is the weirdest. The actual temperature, the coldest was negative 23 or 24. The actual, not wind chill, but temperature. Mm-hmm. How strange. I mean,
awful.
The ice melt wouldn't work on the roads, and so everything was packed and really slippery.
Yes.
They can't
use pants.
What was that again?
Did you freeze pants?
Oh,
I kept seeing these things where people were
that would have been fun. I saw that guy in Minnesota, I think. That was funny. Yeah. But we did the water thing where you throw the water up and then it froze in the air. That was kind of interesting. But taking our dogs outside was such a struggle, because it had just snowed a foot or 10 inches, a couple of days before the cold weather. And then there was nowhere for them to go. They had to climb through the snowbank, which was really high, and then their feet would instantly get cold. So they couldn't go to the bathroom. So thankfully, the wind picked up and cleared some of the snow away. So there was a little area in our yard where they could go. Mm-hmm. But they didn't like it. It was, they had to go fast or their feet froze up. So it was just
too cold.
But today it's 40 degrees. So
nice.
It's been 60-degree change. Isn't that weird?
Yes, that is insane.
Isn't that? And actually, I went outside this morning. I thought, gosh, I don't even need a coat. After I wore so many layers those last few days, and you have scarf and a scarf and a scarf and a hat and 2 mittens, and now I'm like, geez, it's totally warm. 40 degrees is summer.
I saw 2 people at the store in shorts yesterday, but it was rainy, and then last night it fogged up so much there was zero visibility. I went to my son's house last night, and just driving the 4 blocks from his house, I couldn't see. It was bad. So
scary to drive. Well, really quick before, because we're gonna kind of wrap this one up and then move on to our knit-along. I just want to show you. Since I saw you last, I made some socks.
Hey.
Oh my gosh.
So these are for our dad. a little bit late for his birthday, but I told him they were coming. So I don't know if he's going to watch this, but if he does, surprise! And I also have to show you these things.
Oh,
These
wow.
are so cool. I got these on Etsy. This is from a lady. Her Instagram is called Knitting Left. And aren't they great?
They really are.
Just, I can't tell you. And there's a little heart right there. And then we went with the shamrocks, but she cuts out different cute, or maybe her husband, I'm not sure, cuts out cool shapes. And then when you're done, you can get your sock, wash your sock, and then you block it. So it's called a sock blocker so that it blocks to the right shape. Isn't that neat?
Very nice. Very nice.
Did Tommy ever get his second sock?
No. Well,
Poor Tommy.
there's one, and then he said, "Oh, it feels kind of weird," and I thought, "Oh, I don't know if I'm going to spend that time making that second one." When he said it feels weird, he goes, "Well, I guess I just have to get used to wearing handmade socks," and so I, that kind of blew my mind for a while. So I did not finish the second. No, not just because I'm bad at doing the second sock or anything, of course, right?
Yeah. Can I see this sock again? What's the nifty stitch there?
Let me just get it on here, right? So it's looking. So can you see it?
Yes.
So it's just knit one, purl one.
Okay.
Then I did the heel,
Okay.
and then I did a slip one, knit one right here.
Okay.
When I got to this part, I just kept the knit one, purl one on the top, and then the bottom is just regular knitting.
Regular knitting.
But I like it because it kind of can grab your foot, and then here there's just knitting. There's no pattern or no stitch pattern. And so here's a funny thing. I started making him another pair of socks. Let's see if I can find it really quick. Oh, here it is. And I used a different pattern, and I've used both of these patterns before, but I kind of forgot my modifications. So here's another. It's
nice.
It is huge. It's too big. And I wasn't really paying attention to it, and I was just going. It is enormous. And I remember making it's a boot sock is what it's called.
Okay.
And so you cast on a few more stitches than this one. But it's gigantic, and it fits. I made Dave try it on. He's like, "Yeah, it fits. It's fine." So it's kind of one you wear maybe over another sock. It's just for cozy warm. But I don't know if I like it, so I didn't make it. It's so cute.
Is that? Are you changing colors, or is that self-striping?
It's a self-striper. So
wow.
I like the colors a lot, but I just don't know if I like it in this sock. So I think I'm gonna tear it out. And then but yeah, it's soft yarn. So I was thinking maybe of making a cowl or some mittens or something. But boy, it just looks like Gigantor here, isn't it? Look at it. Looks like here's my head. But it went really fast. I was able to do that in just like a day and a half or 2 days. So, and these are so maybe I should make Tommy some of these.
That might make him happy.
Yeah, just so because he did ask for socks, so I feel bad I haven't done. Okay, and then really quick, just touching on some of my Yarn Sunday stuff. So this was, you saw Love Potion number 9. Just want to sneak it in here really quick. This is Elephant, and it's bulky gray kind of a color.
Nice. Pretty.
Then for Valentine's Day, I have it's out here. So this is a little mini set of 3.
Pretty.
So these are Bed of Roses. So that's in my Etsy shop, and I took it down to there's a store in Neenah, which is about half an hour from my house, and she lets me have my yarn in her store to sell. So that's really nice of her.
Yes.
Her store is called Fibre in Neenah. And then this is my other one. It's called Moonbeams.
Oh, wow.
You see it?
Nice.
Yeah. So that's what I was doing besides not finishing Tommy's sock. I feel so much guilt. Oh, birthday's coming up, so maybe I could do that for his birthday. Get him a 2 different socks, one tiny sock and one thicker sock. Oh well. All right. All right. What? As we end this one, our regular recording, what other yarn jokes or corn jokes do you have?
I think I used mine. Sorry.
You like this one?
Whoa!
Nice.
That is amazing. Where did you get those?
A student found those for me and just had to get them for me. She said she saw those and thought of me immediately.
Can you show us that again? I have to see that again.
I'll take it off this time.
It's so great. You're so cute.
Ooh,
Oh
dog
gosh.
hair.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Look at them. They're happy corns.
Happy corn. Very happy. Happy corn.
Deidre, do you have any more corn bombs to throw?
I think I used them all.
All right, I wrote down one.
Do you know why you should not tell secrets on a farm?
Why?
Because the potatoes have eyes, the corn has ears, and the beans stalk.
Oh my gosh, we're brilliant, aren't we? My husband
Nice way to end it.
My husband just walked in the room and he went. He heard that. One, right, Dave?
And done without any wine. That's even.
Oh. Yeah. All right. Well, all I had was congratulations on all the winners for our coaster blog. And who is Maze's dad?
Oh.
Popcorn. That's all I got. Uh-oh. Oh, Deidre froze up.
Ah, shucks.
Oh, shucks. Deidre, you froze.
Am I back?
You're back now.
You were frozen.
You've been jolted back.
Yeah.
You liked that joke so much you froze right up.
Yeah.
Well, this was a
Shock
good
and
one.
awe or something.
Shock and awe.
Oh, there you go. Ooh, quick.
Oh, I disturbed my big dog. Are you okay?
Oh, can he come on camera? Can he come on?
He's across the room looking very sleepy. I apparently have disturbed his sleep.
I'm going to just show you really quick. Let's see. Don't look at my messy stuff, but.
Oh.
And then, can you see Buffy?
Yes.
Yeah. So
On the purple blankie.
Yeah, she looks good.
I'll try this, but don't get seasick.
Ooh. Oh, look at him. Hi, buddy.
Hi, Mocky.
Oh, his ears went up. Hey, buddy. What a cutie. I can't wait I just want to hug him.
He's going to be very sad that Grandma left when Pam left. She pays so much attention to the dogs and the kitties.
Oh,
when I was at Justin's, I got to sit with all 4 of them, and they just, it's like a major dog pile, and there's just nothing better.
Yes.
So.
I just love that.
Lily's a good sized dog, and she thinks she's lap size, so she just tries to get all of that in my lap, and it's just like, keep trying, baby. You're getting closer.
That is so good. I just love that so much.
I forgot to try and forward it to you, but I saw a post where someone made hand knitted gorgeous sweaters for 2 greyhounds with the curled, the folded over neck, and it fit them beautifully.
Oh,
then they had their big puffy harnesses over them, but they looked so stylish.
Well, little Gizmo is always he's like a Chihuahua mix, and he shivers all the time. And I want to try to that sometime when I get better, I want to make him something so he can be warm.
Yeah.
Like the thunder sweaters,
Oh, right.
He likes to be held and stuff.
Oh my gosh, project number 3. All right, baby step. Did you guys see this on our
Yes.
You see that? We should maybe discuss. Now, which one are you guys? Which
Yes,
one?
that's a good question.
I'm the last one.
The very
One
smart
sibling.
one. Oh my goodness one and oh my goodness.
I'm oh my goodness.
So funny. I thought that was
Oh, that's good.
The weatherman kept saying that it was going to be 40 and maybe even 50 this weekend, and I just got all revved up thinking I'm getting the bike out. He didn't say it was going to be rainy yesterday and icky today. It's warm, it's 40, but not proper biking weather. There's still a lot of snow and wet, and
Is it
I
slippery?
guess I'm not a good enough biker to go out and when it's like that. So
Well, yeah, they had there are some slippery stretches on the highways around here today with all the snow melting and the weird drizzly stuff going on. So okay, well let's end this and get started with our knit along, okay? So
okay.
thanks everybody. That was episode 3. So see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Now, of course, again, I have to figure out how to stop the recording. Oh, there it is.